Have you had an idea or a thought and it was really good? It was really, really good. It was epic. And then you talked yourself out of it. This video is for you. Hello, my name is Dasha. I am a follow through expert. So I'm really excited to be giving you this transmission from a lens that is a little bit different to perhaps what you are normally used to. So I want to share this story with you, and I'm curious to hear your perspective in the comments. I want this to be as interactive as possible. But do you ever feel like, have you ever had this experience? Tell me, where you ask for something from the universe, you were manifesting, and then you got it. And then, or you were like about to get it, and then you just like talked yourself out of it or like pushed it away. I want to tell you this story. So yesterday I went to the beach and I was having a really profound moment connecting with nature. And then I just it was really windy, it was cold, so I just went in with my feet. And I was walking back and I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot my towel. What should I do?" And then I was like, well, it's nearly dry, so I could just wait and just brush it off. And then I started to try and it was so sticky. I'm like, okay, no, I have to wash my feet. So I washed my feet and I was like, I don't know, I guess I could just like jump up and down and dry it or use one of my jumpers. And I was contemplating that as I was walking back to my car. And then I see these two men, and it looks like one of these guys has a towel and he's wiping his surfboard with it, drying it. And I have this idea, right? I have this idea. I'm like, oh, could ask them to borrow their towel. And straight away, my brain's like, no, that is so inappropriate. No, 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 no. Like, who do you think you are? That is weird. Like, no. And I'm like, oh, really? No. And it was like this internal war. Like, there's a part of me that really was like, this would be really helpful. And then the rest of me was like, we're not doing that. And but the part that was like, no, we're doing that because there was something at stake. And do you know when there's something at stake, you're more likely when someone else is involved, if it's like for someone else, you're more likely to do that crazy thing. And right now I'm running this mini challenge, my mini course, High on Life, where I actually share about how to be high on life no matter what, not just like when life goes good, but how to alchemize shit into gold, right? Like how to deal with the worst emotions that come up or the worst case scenario that comes up and actually use the tools that I teach you to shift it. So then you can be high on life on your own supply, getting rid of toxic things that numb us and dissociate us to actually being fully present with the world and stop being scared to feel. Yeah. And one of the concepts that we're playing with is unreasonable request. So asking for something that feels unreasonable, right? And it's funny because this felt like an unreasonable request. And I didn't even click, right? So what was happening? It was all happening so fast because as I'm walking there, I'm thinking that I'm having this internal war. And then because something was at stake, normally if it's you, you're probably like, oh, whatever, I just suffer. But when there's something is at stake and I had my car at stake and I was a little bit precious about my new Tesla. So I was like, I don't want to get a Zandy. I don't want to get a Zandy. So there was a part of me that overpowered the part that's like, we need to look good and fit in and belong, and started waving at these men. But it was this moment where it's like he's already shut the door. The towel is actually the case for the surfboard. And I'm like, fuck. But I'm already like, we're going for it. We're past the point of no return. And you should have seen his face. This is the other moment where you just give up. He's like looking like, I don't fucking know you. You got the wrong guy. And I'm like in my head. And I'm like, hey guys, do you have a towel? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, can I dry my feet with it? And they're like, the face changed. Their face changed, they're open, they're friendly. And it wasn't actually the guy that was like this, it was the other guy. And I'm standing there, I'm drying my feet and my legs, and I'm just doing the best job ever. And then I get to my car and I laugh. I laugh so hard because I'm high on life. That was invigorating. That was just crazy. That was unreasonable. That was wild. Can't believe I just did that kind of moment. And then I start to reflect. I'm like, oh my God, it was an unreasonable request. And this is why we're doing it in high on life. And this is what's working. But then there's this deeper contemplation, this deeper introspection of, oh, this is so interesting because I was about to sell out on myself. And then there's also this other concept dropping in, but it's like, oh, the universe is always here to support us. But we just say no. Like, I'm like, I need to tell the universe, like, there's two men, you can have a towel. And I'm like, no. It's like that parable where the guy's drowning and he's praying for God to save him. And a boat comes and like, hey, do you need help? And he's like, no, God's gonna save me. And then another boat comes, like, do you need help? And he's like, no, God's gonna save me. God, come save me, God. And then another boat comes and he's like, no, God's gonna save me. And then he drowns and he's angry at God, like, why didn't you save me? And God's like, I sent you three boats, mate. So it's that, it's like we ask for this thing and then we say, oh, not right now. If we like, we want to start our own business and then we get the most epic business coach that's like, hey, I have the total roadmap of how I can support you in that. Or I want financial freedom. It's like, here's a roadmap to how to do it. And we're like, oh, not right now, not yet. I'm not ready. Right? So it was such an interesting moment because it's happened to me many times. So yeah, this year I had a crazy goal. I had a really crazy goal of hitting 1 million, and it was a really unreasonable, outrageous, like, what the hell is not possible kind of goal. And then the universe put a person in my space that showed me that it actually is possible and totally doable. And I kind of was excited, but then it was out of alignment, and then it just didn't work out, and then it just died. And there was a part of me that was relieved because it was terrifying actually to achieve that goal. And there's a lot of more inner work that I need to do. But I realized, like, oh my God, like whenever I want something, it comes, or it's preparing me for it. So, for example, when you're asking for your soulmate and then you are getting tested by these people that you shouldn't be dating, and if you keep saying yes to them, then you haven't learned your lesson, right? Or things blow up that need to be looked at for you to be ready to receive that person, that job, that career, that client, right? That financial up level. So I wanted to jump on and talk to you about this, right? It's like, where do you miss these opportunities that are actually there to support you, to help you? It's like, I'm feeling really shitty. Oh, there's this mini course designed to make you feel good. That's like a really, really, really irresistible price of $33. And you're like, oh, no, not right now. Where do you choose to stay in the victim and have life happen like against you and out to get you, opposed to being the creator and life happening for you, where everything is conspiring for your highest good, right? So let's take a breath. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways in the comments. What's landing, what's inspiring, what's opening up for you? And where can you stop talking yourself out of it and actually go and do that unreasonable thing and then be high on that? Because the reason I've created so much success, built a 6-figure business, traveling the world, enjoying my life, having the most epic life, dating life, meeting my soulmate, is because I follow these crazy nudges that lead me to the next, to the next, to the next, to help me grow, evolve, and here we are. And a lot of it is like hiring business coaches, hiring people that already did the thing I want to do, hiring experts in fields that I have no idea how to do the thing, right? So, and it looks very different, right? Sometimes it's just saying yes to that date, or saying yes to going on that trip, or saying yes to that opportunity to speak on stage. You never know what's going to open up for you. And I'll leave you with one final story. because we all have doubts, right? Like when I got invited to facilitate at the biggest Tantra festival in Australia, I was really excited. But then these voices started, oh, but the time, and you have to fly there, and then you have to pay all these expenses, and blah, 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 blah. Do you really want to do it? And I started to doubt myself, and I started to doubt if it was a good idea. And then I had to take a step back and be like, what is my highest vision? And my highest vision is to speak on stages. This is an opportunity at the biggest Tantra festival in Australia. No matter what happens, it's gonna add to who I am and my credibility, right? So I did it, and now I am having the most delicious love story. And I wouldn't have met this man there if I didn't go. So you never know what's going to happen. One of my clients has had this like crazy like intuition pull to come to the Perth where I am for this epic festival. And it just makes no sense. It's in the worst time to fly. Flights are like 10x, but she has this pull and we don't know why. But I know something magical is going to uncover because she already had this pull to go to Europe, and then the most magical things happen there. So it's like follow your intuitive guidance and stop saying no to opportunities. And if you're like, I don't know how to give no, stop saying no, then join Higher Life and we'll support you. I love you all. All the information is below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big love.